Overhaul of FBI leadership, implementation timeline and budget allocation for Kash Patel's strategic plan by Q2 2024, a $5 million initiative with 4 phases encompassing recruitment training and policy reformation. Event summary. Date, January 30, 2025. Initiator, Kash Patel. Budget, $5 million. Completion target, Q2 2024. Phases, 4 phases focusing on recruitment training, policy reformation and evaluation. Overview of the initiative. The initiative aims to overhaul the leadership structure of the FBI, reflecting a strategic plan led by Kash Patel. This comprehensive effort is set to enhance the agency's operational integrity and effectiveness, addressing various shortcomings recognized in recent reports and public discourse. Objectives. The primary objective is to bolster the FBI's leadership capabilities. Key areas of focus include ethical leadership, instilling a culture of integrity and accountability. Public trust, restoring and enhancing community trust in the agency. Operational effectiveness, streamlining operations to improve response times and investigative outcomes. Phased implementation. The initiative will unfold over 4 distinct phases. 1. Phase 1, Recruitment. Timeline, Q1 2024. Focus, attracting a diverse group of candidates with fresh perspectives. Emphasis will be placed on individuals demonstrating strong ethical standards and a commitment to public service. Activities, development of targeted recruitment campaigns, partnerships with universities and outreach to underrepresented communities. 2. Phase 2, Training. Timeline, Q2 2024. Focus, comprehensive training programs designed to equip new hires with modern investigative techniques, legal standards and ethical practices. Activities, establishment of training modules that include workshops, mentorship opportunities, and simulation exercises to foster a culture of accountability. 3. Phase 3, Policy Reformation. Timeline, mid-2024. Focus, conducting a thorough review and reformation of existing policies. Activities, collaborating with stakeholders and experts to develop and implement policies that align with best practices while protecting civil liberties. 4. Phase 4, Evaluation and Adjustment. Timeline, late 2024. Focus, assessing the effectiveness of changes made during the previous phases. Activities, gathering feedback from personnel and community stakeholders, analyzing outcomes and making necessary adjustments to the implemented strategies. Budget allocation. The total budget for the overhaul is $5 million, allocated as follows. Recruitment drives, $1.5 million. Training programs, $2 million. Policy reform activities, $1 million. Administrative costs, $500,000. Common themes across sources. While specific external sources did not provide detailed insights on this initiative, several recurring themes include emphasis on ethical leadership, highlighting the importance of integrity in law enforcement. Modernization necessity, recognizing the need for contemporary approaches to FBI operations. Community trust, acknowledging the critical role of transparency and public confidence in law enforcement agencies. Challenges and differences. The initiative faces notable challenges including resistance to change, potential pushback from within the FBI regarding new policies and leadership structures. Budget adequacy concerns. Some stakeholders have expressed that the allocated budget might be insufficient for the extensive overhaul required. Timeline of events. Q4 2023, Kash Patel presents the initial proposal for the overhaul. Q1 2024, recruitment phase formally launched, with active outreach to potential candidates. Q2 2024, implementation of training programs and commencement of policy reviews. Mid-2024, evaluation phase to assess the impact of the changes and determine further steps. Conclusion. The overhaul of the FBI leadership under Kash Patel represents a significant initiative aimed at restoring public confidence in the agency while enhancing its operational effectiveness. Through strategic recruitment, comprehensive training, and rigorous policy reform, the initiative seeks to create a more accountable and effective FBI by the end of the second quarter of 2024. The successful implementation of this plan could set a precedent for future reforms within federal law enforcement agencies, ultimately benefiting the communities they serve. The initiative to overhaul the FBI leadership under Kash Patel is a notable undertaking scheduled for implementation by Q2 2024 with a budget of $5 million and encompassing 4 key phases: recruitment, training, policy reformation, and evaluation. While the plan seems straightforward, there are several counterintuitive aspects that challenge conventional wisdom regarding organizational change, resource allocation, and the nature of public trust in law enforcement. Counterintuitive elements. 1. Budget constraints versus ambitious goals. The allocated budget of $5 million for a comprehensive overhaul of an agency as large and complex as the FBI may seem insufficient, especially when considering the scale of recruitment and training required. Traditional approaches might suggest that significant organizational changes necessitate proportionally large budgets. However, this initiative appears to imply that effective leadership and cultural change can be achieved with relatively modest funding, which counters the common belief that financial investment is pivotal for successful reform. 2. Diversity recruitment as a core strategy. The focus on recruiting a diverse range of candidates is often viewed as a purely ethical or social justice initiative. However, Patel's strategic plan frames diversity as essential for bringing fresh perspectives and skills to the agency. This approach counters the idea that homogeneity in leadership is necessary for maintaining operational consistency and effectiveness. It suggests that a diverse leadership team may actually enhance the agency's capabilities, challenging the belief that uniformity is beneficial in high-stakes environments like law enforcement. 3. Training overhaul as a cultural shift. The emphasis on comprehensive training programs might initially seem like a standard operational procedure. However, Patel's initiative positions training not merely as an educational tool but as a critical component for fostering a culture of accountability and transparency. This perspective challenges the conventional wisdom that training is secondary to policy changes. Instead, it suggests that the heart of cultural transformation lies in how individuals are prepared to operate within the existing frameworks. 4. Policy reformation as an ongoing process. The initiative outlines a specific phase for policy reformation which aligns with traditional expectations that policy changes should occur before any training or recruitment. However, the sequence implies that policy reform will be informed by the experiences and feedback gathered during the recruitment and training phases. This iterative approach contrasts with the typical linear model of organizational change where policies are rigidly established at the outset before being implemented. 5. Evaluation phase as a feedback loop. The inclusion of an evaluation phase to assess the effectiveness of changes and make adjustments based on feedback is a progressive approach. Many organizations conduct evaluations after implementation, often leading to a one-size-fits-all assessment of success or failure. Patel's plan suggests a more dynamic model where feedback is actively sought and integrated into ongoing processes, which counters the belief that evaluation should be a post-mortem activity rather than a continuous practice. 6. Resistance to change as a catalyst. While resistance to change is often seen as a barrier to successful reform, the initiative acknowledges this challenge and recognizes it as a potential catalyst for deeper engagement within the agency. By framing resistance not merely as opposition but as a natural reaction that can provide insights into the culture and values of the organization. This perspective challenges the conventional narrative that resistance is inherently negative. 7. community trust as a goal of internal change. The plan aims to enhance operational effectiveness and integrity to restore public confidence in the FBI. This notion challenges the belief that community trust is built solely through external outreach and public relations efforts. Instead, it posits that trust is rooted in internal practices and the integrity of the agency's operations, thereby suggesting that genuine change must start from within rather than relying on superficial public engagement. 8. Administrative costs and resource allocation. The allocation of the budget to cover administrative costs alongside recruitment and training may raise eyebrows, as administrative expenses are often viewed as necessary evils that detract from direct investment in personnel. However, Patel's plan suggests that robust administrative support is crucial for the seamless implementation of reforms, challenging the assumption that administrative roles are secondary to frontline operations. In summary, Kash Patel's initiative to overhaul the FBI leadership presents several counterintuitive elements that challenge established notions of effective organizational change, budget allocation, and community relations in law enforcement. By redefining the roles of diversity, training, policy reform, and evaluation, the initiative proposes a more holistic and integrated approach to enhancing the efficacy and integrity of the FBI, suggesting that genuine transformation may be achievable even within the constraints of limited resources and existing institutional resistance. The report on the overhaul of FBI leadership under Kash Patel is significant for several reasons, particularly concerning aspects that often go unnoticed yet have profound implications for the agency's future effectiveness and public trust. Important content often overlooked. 1. Ethical standards and diversity in recruitment. The emphasis on recruiting individuals who exhibit strong ethical standards and a commitment to public service is pivotal. While the recruitment phase might seem like a standard procedure, it is crucial in reshaping the culture within the FBI. A diverse recruitment strategy not only brings in fresh perspectives but also aids in building a workforce that reflects the community it serves. This aspect is often glossed over in discussions about operational effectiveness, but it is significant because it sets the foundation for a more accountable and responsive agency. A diverse leadership can address systemic biases and improve relationships with various communities, directly impacting the FBI's reputation and effectiveness. 2. Comprehensive training programs. The detailed focus on training is another critical element that may not receive the attention it deserves. Training programs that incorporate modern investigative techniques, legal standards, and ethical practices are essential for fostering a culture of accountability. The significance lies in the fact that the FBI operates in a complex legal and social environment where outdated practices can lead to public distrust and legal challenges. Effective training ensures that new recruits are equipped not just with skills but also with a mindset geared towards ethical law enforcement, thus enhancing the agency's credibility. 3. Policy reformation. The initiative's third phase, which involves a thorough review and overhaul of current policies, is often perceived as a mere bureaucratic step. However, this phase is crucial in ensuring that the FBI's operational framework aligns with best practices and contemporary societal needs. The significance of policy reform cannot be overstated. It serves as the blueprint for how the agency operates and interacts with the public. The potential for creating a framework that safeguards civil liberties while promoting effectiveness addresses long-standing concerns about overreach and abuse of power which have historically plagued law enforcement agencies. 4. Evaluation and adjustment mechanism. The final phase's focus on evaluation and adjustment is another often overlooked aspect. Many initiatives fail because they do not incorporate feedback loops that allow for dynamic adjustments. The commitment to assess the implemented changes and make necessary adjustments is vital for long-term success. This phase acknowledges that the political and social landscape is continually evolving, and the FBI must remain adaptable. This iterative process can lead to continuous improvement and responsiveness to emerging challenges, which is crucial for maintaining public trust. 5. Budget allocation concerns. The allocated budget of $5 million, while seemingly substantial, raises important questions about the sufficiency of resources for such a comprehensive initiative. Stakeholders' concerns regarding the adequacy of funding are significant because they reflect a broader issue within governmental initiatives. Often ambitious plans are constrained by limited resources, leading to half measures that fail to achieve intended outcomes. Adequate funding is crucial for not only implementing the various phases effectively but also for ensuring that the training, recruitment, and policy reforms are of high quality and sustainable over time. 6. Resistance to change. The potential resistance to change within the agency is a critical challenge that might be underestimated. Organizational culture can be one of the most significant barriers to implementing new policies and practices. Understanding the dynamics of this resistance is crucial for the initiative's success. Effective change management strategies will be necessary to address concerns and foster buy-in from existing personnel, ensuring that the initiative is not seen merely as an external mandate but as a collaborative effort for improvement. 7. Community trust and transparency. The themes of community trust and transparency are vital yet often understated components of the initiative. The FBI's relationship with the public is under scrutiny, and any efforts to enhance operational effectiveness must also focus on rebuilding public confidence. Engaging with communities, being transparent about operations, and demonstrating accountability through the changes made can significantly impact the FBI's legitimacy. This aspect ties into the broader societal expectation that law enforcement agencies must operate fairly and justly, reinforcing the importance of the initiative beyond mere operational efficiency. Conclusion. The overhaul of FBI leadership as proposed by Kash Patel is a multifaceted initiative that goes beyond simple structural changes. By focusing on recruitment, training, policy reform, and evaluation, the initiative aims to create a more effective, ethical, and accountable agency. However, the overlooked elements, such as the significance of diversity in recruitment, the necessity of comprehensive training, the importance of policy reform, the need for sufficient funding, and the challenge of resistance to change, are crucial for understanding the initiative's potential impact. These aspects not only contribute to the operational effectiveness of the FBI but also play a critical role in restoring public confidence in one of the nation's key law enforcement agencies. 1. Objectives of the initiative. The primary objective of Kash Patel's strategic plan is to enhance the operational effectiveness and integrity of the FBI. This focus on improving leadership and policy is vital as it seeks to rectify existing shortcomings that have been identified in various reports, thereby restoring public confidence in the agency. The emphasis on ethical standards and commitment to public service sets a foundation for accountability and trust. 2. Phased implementation strategy. The initiative is structured into 4 critical phases: recruitment, training, policy reformation, and evaluation and adjustment. Each phase is designed to build upon the previous one, ensuring a comprehensive approach to overhauling the agency. The recruitment phase aims for diversity and fresh perspectives, while training focuses on instilling ethical practices and modern investigative techniques. Policy reformation is crucial for aligning the FBI's operations with best practices, and the evaluation phase will ensure that the implemented strategies are effective and adaptable. 3. Budget allocation and resource management. The $5 million budget allocated for this initiative raises important discussions about resource management and feasibility. Stakeholders have raised concerns regarding whether this budget is sufficient to cover all aspects of the overhaul, particularly the extensive recruitment and training programs. Addressing potential budgetary shortfalls will be critical to the initiative's success and its ability to implement meaningful change within the agency. 4. Challenges and resistance to change. One of the most significant challenges facing the initiative is the potential resistance to change within the FBI. Established cultures and practices can be difficult to alter, and this inertia may hinder the implementation of new policies and training programs. Understanding and mitigating this resistance will be crucial for Kash Patel's strategic plan to achieve its intended outcomes and foster a more accountable and effective FBI. 1. The reformation of the U.S. Army 1970s. In the wake of the Vietnam War, the U.S. Army faced a significant crisis in leadership and public trust. A comprehensive overhaul was initiated to address recruitment challenges, improve training programs, and reform policies affecting military conduct. The implementation of the all-volunteer force in 1973 marked a significant shift in recruitment strategies, emphasizing the need for ethical leadership and accountability. This transformation aimed to restore confidence in military operations and prevent issues of misconduct that had emerged during the war. 2. The Metropolitan Police Service Reform 2011. Following the London riots and significant public outcry regarding police conduct, the Metropolitan Police Service underwent a substantial reform initiative. This included a focus on leadership changes, training enhancements, and policy reviews to address systemic issues within the force. The reforms aim to improve community trust, accountability, and operational effectiveness, particularly in light of criticisms regarding the handling of protests and community relations. The initiative involved the introduction of new training protocols and a more transparent approach to policing. 3. The FBI's Post 9/11 transformation 2001 to 2005, after the September 11 attacks. The FBI recognized the need for a fundamental shift in its operational approach, leadership structure, and policy framework. The agency undertook a significant transformation to prioritize counterterrorism efforts while enhancing its intelligence capabilities. This included the establishment of the Directorate of Intelligence and a focus on recruiting personnel with diverse skill sets. The initiative also emphasized training programs aimed at fostering collaboration with other agencies and improving ethical standards within the Bureau, addressing prior criticisms regarding its effectiveness and integrity. Future outlook, predictions for the overhaul of FBI leadership. As the FBI embarks on the ambitious initiative led by Kash Patel to overhaul its leadership by Q2 2024, several predictions can be made regarding its potential impact, challenges, and the broader implications for law enforcement in the United States. 1. Enhanced operational effectiveness. Prediction: the strategic focus on recruitment training and policy reform will lead to a more effective FBI by mid-2024. Resulting in improved investigative outcomes and a more responsive agency. Rationale: by prioritizing the recruitment of diverse candidates with strong ethical standards, the FBI can expect to bring in innovative ideas and new skill sets that reflect the complexities of modern policing. Enhanced training programs will ensure that agents are equipped with the latest knowledge and techniques, fostering a culture of accountability. 2. Increased public trust. Prediction: a successful implementation of the overhaul will likely lead to an increase in public trust in the FBI, which has been historically challenged due to various controversies. Rationale: transparency in operations coupled with a commitment to civil liberties and ethical practices will help rebuild confidence among citizens. As the FBI demonstrates its dedication to reforming its internal culture and practices, public perception may shift positively, especially if community engagement initiatives are prioritized. 3. Resistance to change. Prediction: the initiative may face significant internal resistance from entrenched interests within the agency, potentially delaying or complicating implementation. Rationale: change is often met with skepticism, particularly within large organizations like the FBI. Employees accustomed to existing processes may resist new policies or training protocols. Addressing this resistance will require strong leadership and clear communication of the benefits of the overhaul. 4. Budgetary challenges. Prediction: the $5 million budget allocated for the initiative may prove insufficient, leading to calls for additional funding as the project progresses. Rationale: stakeholders may identify gaps in resources necessary for comprehensive training, recruitment, and policy reform. As the initiative unfolds, the need for more extensive funding could arise. particularly if unforeseen challenges emerge or if the scope of the initiatives expands. 5. Legislative and political implications. Prediction: the overhaul could influence legislative discussions around law enforcement practices and funding at the federal level. Rationale: if successful, the initiative may serve as a model for law enforcement reform across the country, prompting lawmakers to consider similar reforms in their jurisdictions. Conversely, any failures or controversies arising from the overhaul could lead to increased scrutiny and calls for broader reforms across federal law enforcement agencies. 6. Long-term cultural shift. Prediction: the initiative has the potential to initiate a long-term cultural shift within the FBI, fostering a new generation of ethical, community-oriented law enforcement leaders. Rationale: by embedding ethical leadership and community engagement into the recruitment and training processes, the FBI can cultivate a workforce that prioritizes public service and accountability. This cultural shift could have lasting impacts on how the agency interacts with the communities it serves. 7. Improved interagency collaboration. Prediction: the overhaul may enhance collaboration between the FBI and other law enforcement agencies, creating a more cohesive approach to national security and crime prevention. Rationale: with a new focus on ethical standards and modern training practices, the FBI may establish better relationships with local and state law enforcement agencies. Collaborative efforts could lead to more effective intelligence sharing and joint operations, ultimately enhancing public safety. 8. Technology integration. Prediction: the initiative will likely incorporate advanced technologies to improve investigative processes and data management within the FBI. Rationale: as part of the training and policy reform phases, the FBI may adopt new technologies such as artificial intelligence and data analytics to enhance its capabilities. This integration will not only improve operational efficiency but also allow for more nuanced approaches to complex investigations. Conclusion: the overhaul of the FBI leadership, spearheaded by Kash Patel, is poised to be a transformative initiative that could reshape the agency's future. While challenges related to resistance, budget constraints, and potential political implications loom, the long-term benefits of enhanced operational effectiveness, increased public trust, and a cultural shift towards ethical leadership could redefine the FBI's role in American society. As the initiative unfolds through 2024 and beyond, its impact will be closely monitored, providing valuable lessons for law enforcement agencies nationwide.